Welcome to From the Woodshed, where we talk about all things Maine cabins, and all things Maine related. Coming to you from the Kennebec Cabin Company, home of the Maine Cabin Masters in Manchester, Maine. Open year-round, stopping for live music, delicious food, and cold beverages before or after your visit to our retail location. From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust quality. Hammond Lumber Company, our building materials supplier, and Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company. Only available at locally owned stores. We're wicked excited to get started, so let's head on in. From the Woodshed, I'm Chase Morrill. With me as always, Ryan Eldridge and Maggie Morrill.
Hi.
And today we have our producer in training, Eva Morrill.
Hi, guys.
Our guest today is the cast from Maine Cabin Masters Building Italy, also known as our family.
Yep.
You can find us at KennebecCabinCompany.com, MaineCabinMasters.com, our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Kennebec Cabin Company YouTube channel. And don't forget to check out our online store at shop.KennebecCabinCompany.com. We always want to thank our sponsors, Hammond Lumber, the official building material supplier of Kennebec Cabin Company, Nelma, Northeast Lumber Manufacturing Association, and Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company, only available in locally owned stores.
Nice job.
Yeah.
And it's the last podcast of Maggie, and it's been a weird podcast year.
Yes, it's been a long, drawn-out season, but we did that purposefully to make sure we captured Maggie's graduation, Maggie going on to college. She's leaving us shortly for 3 weeks. In 3 weeks.
In a month.
Yeah, a month. All right. I won't need to speed it up any further.
It's like a month minus 1 day.
And
let's just enjoy it.
Eva has graciously agreed to take over responsibilities, but this is the last one of the season, but we'll be back in the fall with new producer and new episodes.
When did we start this season? Do you guys remember? It was last fall.
It was definitely the fall.
Was it October or November? I think it was late October.
I don't remember.
Had we gone away yet?
I think we had gone away, yes, but we hadn't been able to talk about it.
Think about how much
top
we've done since then. You guys, we went to Italy, demoed our whole house, and made a beautiful house in that time. That was only half the time. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And we're back here.
Back here.
Yeah. Sometimes you think it's like so surreal. It's like, I think someday you're going to, maybe when we're old, like, oh, let's go find Cabin Masters, like, look back. Because, it's almost like a photo album, but it's going to be cool today. Like, I don't really watch it now, and I know like we watch it religiously, but someday you think you'll ever go back when you're old maybe and watch it? Or we're going to be like, oh, God, I used to be young, and make you feel bad.
It would be weird for, like, when you have kids to show their kids and be like, because
that's a glimpse. Yeah, how cool! Like it's produced. It's way better than a video camera or something like.
Yeah.
Let's watch some home
These
videos.
ain't no home videos.
No.
So what's been going on this summer? You both working?
Yep. Library duties. It's real difficult.
Yep. Eva's been babysitting at Camp Androscoggin.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know, that's a summer camp in Wayne. It's an all-boys camp. And there's quite a few in the area, but it's...
Who are you babysitting? They go to camp and is young? Is it?
He's 4. It's a 4-year-old. It's one of the people that work there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty sweet gig.
Then you got to hear first.
I don't know. Is it as sweet as my library? Yeah, that's a toss-up.
That's right in Wayne, right? Kind of downtown.
Yeah, kind of tucked in on the back side of Androscoggin. It's been around for ever.
Is it people from way all over the world, locals?
All over the world.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, the camp culture in Maine is so cool. Like,
yeah.
Think about how many thousands of kids come here every summer. All these summer camps, like. That would make a really cool show, I think. Like the history of all these summer. I mean, you have everything from old ones that are run, from a mom and pa to like Camp Laurel, that has like diplomats and like suits and ties. You get waited on.
Yep. And there's another summer camp on Androscoggin in Leeds. That's a French camp. It's all these French Canadians come down, And
I could have worked down. I thought, damn it.
but yeah, they're tucked in all over the place.
Really?
Yep. They reached out. I gotta give them a call because they just need a little advice on a couple of their buildings.
Can I come with you?
Of course.
Go back to my culture. Get some poutine.
It's just a bunch of little Ryans running around.
Cheese everywhere. Hockey and cheese. Sounds like heaven. But I went to basketball camp. I was not an athlete, but I went to basketball camp somewhere. I don't remember. And then I went to Y camp for a year, and there's tennis camps. Like,
oh, you name it, there's a camp for it.
Working with the Cobbossee Lake a lot in the milfoil, and all the people that come back, and you hear all these stories about people from the city. All these people come from the cities and never even sleep outside.
Right.
And like it changes them. They like get to see this now, and that gives them a love for me. And I think that's probably why Maine is so popular in the summer.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah, and we finally got our party barge running, so that was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It took a couple years. I should have learned. Fletcher and I renovated a bathroom in exchange for the boat. And we didn't get it in the water last year, which probably was most detrimental to it because the gas.
Right, you got to run it.
It just went bad inside of it. But luckily, our boat guy came, got it running. Yeah, and we've been using it. I think Mimi.
Randy's your guy, right?
Randy's my guy.
A lot of people use him.
Yeah.
I've never met him, but I hear great stories about Randy.
Yes, but I think Mimi Peggy might love the boat the most.
Maybe Peggy loves it. She thinks it's her. She called it her boat. Sarah Bonner's like,
does she drive it?
Peggy's gonna take me out on her boat.
She hasn't driven it yet.
She called me yesterday or the other day. She's like, Eva, it's a really good day to take the boat out. Like, yeah, maybe.
I heard a neighborhood punk tried to take it out by himself and got stuck.
Yep, not so here.
He get in trouble for that?
Story.
He punished himself.
Yeah.
He felt so bad. It ended up being like a 20 amp, one of those tiny little fuses.
It's a good lesson though.
And I texted him like, hey, boat's fixed. It was a fuse issue. No big deal. He's like, I can pay you for it if you want.
Aww. We're talking about Fletcher.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It was 25 cents.
But you learn so much. I grew up on just a little fishing boat, like hitting rocks. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah.
I think kids, I do think kids in a sense of two shelter, so it's good to go out, take your parents' boat out.
Right. What do? You gotta
figure it out.
You gotta get back.
Bring your Mimi for a ride.
Fletcher.
Yep. Well, and then we're working on some other projects on the other lake, and we got your other boat out, so we had two boats on there, and last year was just so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it just like, oh, we'll put the boat in, you didn't get it registered, and it was just like,
yeah,
it was like 1 or 2 weekends that were nice.
Yeah. So this summer's been very nice. Film crew just left, so we're cranking.
Yeah, we're finally into that. I was just talking to Christy in that spot where gas is off the pedal. April until 4th of July is just nuts. Usually,
exactly.
Our building season starts. They're here. We got to get a bunch of content. Now we got stuff started. We can kind of enjoy summer now a little bit.
Yeah, and then it'll be right before the holidays. Yeah. Once weather starts turning, that's when we'll put the pressure on again and
get that last push.
Yep. But that's good.
So I'm really trying not to complain about the humidity this year because last year was so bad. I'm doing a pretty good job just embracing it. Like, I got a stack of T-shirts in my truck. Some days it's a 2 or 3 T-shirt day.
I was just telling somebody that. I think it's Fletcher. Oh, no, it was Jay, my neighbor. I'm like, yeah, Ryan goes through like 3 or 4 T-shirts a day.
I've always been a sweater. Lately, I found when like a company gave me, I was in Massachusetts yesterday, like, it's drenched. I found a T-shirt wrapped up like from a T-shirt can up on my ceiling.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Got to be prepared.
It's true.
Well, I don't think we should talk too much because we have a bunch of guests coming. I'm sure we are going to talk a lot.
Yes.
Then. So stay tuned. We got a video coming up, and after that video, we're going to have who I think are the stars. Just Sarah. I mean, if I had to give an MVP, I don't know. Sarah.
Yeah, it's got to go to Sarah.
But that one right there was pretty funny. She got funnier as the show went on. Maggie.
I mean, I'm sitting right here. I've been doing this podcast so this is my last one.
I'm gonna give you all accolades, but Eva had me cracking up. You've been around the most doing the podcast. You were the most polished and very. You seemed to. You grew up in.
Seems like a pity compliment if you ask me.
Okay, no, but. Eva's humor came out, which she was just wicked funny. You have always been like the matriarch. You've always helped us out. You helped us get through Italy, so you've always just been a rock. But you seemed a lot older and wiser than your years. It was neat to see Nori with the welding come out, and then Fletcher went from he didn't say much. He said last episode he said one full sentence. I was pretty psyched.
Yeah.
For a teenage boy, that's good.
Yeah. Anyways, they're all MVPs in my mind. Let's watch this video. Well, I'll be back.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Well, did you see Hammond Lumber's logo got on the Italy episode? Unblurred. It's pretty awesome.
International.
Yeah. Yes. The videos on our podcast and international TV.
Nice. And we are back with the cast from Building Italy.
I have to say, the stars of Building
The
Italy.
stars of Building Italy.
I'm good.
Amazing. So as you guys know, this is where we talk to our guests and we offer water, and your dad and I can drink beer. So what would you guys like? Oh,
Water.
Peggy and Sarah can have beer too.
We've got some root beers, I think.
Like a water. That's surprising.
I'll set them all out. So joining us today is Maggie, as always.
Yep.
Eva, Mimi, Peggy, Nori, Sarah, and Fletcher.
Hi guys. I feel like we haven't all been together since a week or so. What did you guys think of the seeing it translate to TV?
Pass those along.
What?
What did we lived through Italy? That was our life. How did you think it translated to the TV and the episodes?
Water. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think, a lot of work, but
Some of this.
why are you passing them all to us?
So today's segment is actually going to be brought to you by
Bring
Gary's
that back, man. Yeah.
Brewing, Gary's Pale Ale.
You know what this thing is? We're open.
Oh, there are.
Open. Do you want half of it?
Crack them open.
No. Just like another.
Oh, geez, there's all sorts of stuff.
I don't know that I want to put it. I'm gonna put it in. I'll put it in your.
Just bear with us.
You guys ever had the purple one?
That's all they had. No,
I think we sure did that one better. Oh.
Calypso.
Wow.
What is that?
Oh, that's
Probiotic water. Nori probably needs that. Help with a few things.
Don't bring it up. What is happening?
So last night, the final episode of Building Italy aired. It was a 6-part series following us for 3 months in Italy, renovating an old farmhouse. Ryan and Ashley were there. Me and Peggy was there. George, our dog, was there. Jedi stopped in for a visit, and we made a lot of Italian friends and help along the way.
A lot of help, a lot of friends, a lot of fun.
Yeah, and production company was over there the whole time, helping out. And yeah, we got the house totally renovated in 3 months. We got back in April. Like I said, the episodes just aired. What does everybody think of the episodes if you've seen them? Let's start with that. Have you seen them and what did you think? We'll go right around.
And be honest.
I've seen the first 3,
Oh,
and I thought they were good. I think it showed all of our work. I mean, there's definitely more work that went behind the scenes, but it was good.
Nice. Eva?
I've seen most of them. I think I didn't watch the basement one, just because I didn't have it. But I thought they were good. I think it definitely. I feel like we worked a lot harder than it portrayed.
tell us about it.
Yeah. Mimi, Peggy?
I've seen them all except the last one, which I'll watch tonight.
I think it's the best one.
And makes me want to go back right now.
Nori?
I haven't seen any of them. Oh my god, no way, but sorry guys.
That's usually us.
Nope. Like, wow. I tried to call that. Good job.
Sarah?
I've seen all of them. I think the show came out awesome. I'm really proud of it. I definitely think that it's a polished version of what happened over there. There was definitely a lot of challenges that didn't necessarily make it on the show, but it definitely is a great show, and I love it there.
Nice. Fletcher?
I haven't seen any of them either.
Wow.
You too.
Not even at the party.
Do.
Yeah.
I
think I've seen 2, 3, and 6. And I thought they were really great. And one of the most amazing things is it's such a quick turnaround time. That's kind of the weirdest thing for me, because we're filming all the time, but we don't see most episodes for like a year.
True.
It's been like 2.5 months since we were there, so it was really neat because it's still fresh in our minds, and then to see it translate to TV was pretty awesome.
Yes. And I've seen 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was good.
I thought the 3 of us used to be on TV, but I thought the rest of these guys were amazing. Like, they made me laugh, and like, you guys are just witty and funny, and all your personalities came out. Fletcher said a couple full sentences. That was pretty cool. I just said, hey, yeah. And it really did look beautiful. And you kind of forget when you're there that long what it started like.
Yeah.
And I want to go back. Like last night, I was like, I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the house is totally livable now. We were over there for 4th of July, some of us, and then Maggie and some of her friends went over. Sarah got to stay there for 3 weeks.
She would have stayed 3 months.
She would have stayed. Yeah, but it was just, it's just crazy.
It's so crazy. It just happened.
Uh-huh.
I was actually pretty psyched because I never got up on the roof to see like our buddy LED Mania and like see the solar system, what the view was from up there. Like it looked really, really cool. And it was really,
Wow.
I felt like when I saw those subs who we worked side by side with them every day. And, we communicated, waved and high-fived and smiled, but we never really had a conversation with them. But I felt like I was seeing my friends because he spent so much time with them.
It's true. Paolo.
Yep. Oh, Paolo came. His dad had a good cameo like 2 episodes ago. Just a shot. But everyone we worked with.
Oh, yeah.
The young kid that was there all the time, the really quiet kid, he was on a couple of times.
Did he talk?
Nope. Paolo got some good speaking ones though.
Nice.
And then for Jessica, the welding last night was really cool because I didn't get to the shop, and I remember they said how accomplished he was, but when you saw his shop, you could just tell how amazing
Yeah, I mean, he's
of a welder he was.
true artist.
Yes.
Yeah, and Nori, since you did,
Yeah, much
See,
like
you did a
myself,
really-
I'm
you did a
also
really
a
good job.
welding artist. and you guys.
it's true. It's been on TV. Yeah.
What else?
George, what do you think George liked about it?
All the people.
All the people.
I think he had the most fun.
He was the
Around
center of
film crew.
attention.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if a bunch of a group of blue-haired blonde people come through Italy and Rome, that's usually gets all the attention. But then you put a golden, like George even beat you guys walking down the street. Like people would walk right by you guys to him. It's
A
like,
blonde family with a blonde dog.
Yeah.
Several people while I was over there asked where George was, like the walkers.
Oh,
I mean, first thing Ostelia said, "Is George here?"
Oh, and Ostelia had a lot of great parts. Finding the welding shop was so funny.
Ostelia's tour of Turin.
Yeah.
yeah.
So right.
She's like, "I'm just up these stairs."
Was that you and me?
There were so many
Just a
stairs.
little farther.
Uh huh.
Let me just
Yeah.
call
Yeah,
that.
it was the two of you following Ostelia.
That's when we went on the tour of the castle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we don't show the inside of the castle, but they show like up the stairs and all the like windy pathways and
And we should tell them about Ostelia.
Ostelia.
Ostelia was our neighbor, is our neighbor. We rented her house. She's from Toronto and Fosalto, and she helped us out immensely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just any house. It just worked out so perfect. Because
Yes.
when you guys got there, we were there in November. Like you're going to look at a house, and literally you could see it from your house. It was big enough for you guys.
Yep.
It was amazing. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And
She was amazing.
yeah, she's got a vineyard. She's got olives. She does it all. A garden. Does her own sauces. Heck of a cook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to know what was it like to go back and actually just, because we were there. You guys had 48 hours afterwards to spend time, but it was just a whirlwind. And how would the lemon tree fare and all the other stuff?
The lemon tree survived. All of the, the plants that we planted
Did not survive. But when we went back,
Telemetry made it.
Yeah, awesome.
well, we were in there July. So the growing season, like all the fields were brown, like all the wheat and everything had
Yeah.
already been harvested. So they were headed into their dry season anyways. But everything fared well. You know, we rolled up the storm shutters,
Perfect.
swept out the roly-polies, put up some screens, fired up the heat pumps, and went out and bought a washing machine.
Exciting.
The city gas wasn't connected yet, so they had the plumber put in the new boiler and connected everything to a tank. So we had hot water, which was, well, eventually.
Eventually, we had hot water.
I had hot water the whole time I was there.
I did not.
Yep.
You survived though,
Yep.
with a smile on your face.
Some of us used the new bidet.
Others did not.
People are still sending me bidet stuff, and they're sending me pictures of people going both ways. I still don't know. I'm dead serious.
Sending you photos of them using the bidet.
No. More, good point. No, illustrations, like
Forward and backwards.
yeah.
I think it's whatever you want to do.
It's whatever needs to be cleaned the most.
Someday I'll use one. Maybe I'll go live from the bidet. Maybe I'll go live from your bidet in Italy. No.
What else do you guys miss of Italy?
Are there any school? I was like,
You were supposed to.
You were supposed to be
You were
going to
supposed to go to
school.
school. Some of us did.
I mean, like, I didn't have to go to school.
Yeah.
Did you get in trouble for not doing your homework? Let's talk about this.
Nope.
A couple of the kids thrived. A couple of them survived.
Yeah, real. I was a survivor.
Yeah, you were asking me to do your homework for it.
Everybody bounce back.
Help.
In their defense, though, they worked really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like you guys said, like it's kind of like you watch the episodes, like they didn't show half the stuff, and it's weird, like because they could have shown, they could probably do 100 more episodes.
true.
But I mean, the hard work.
Yeah, I want to point out Crunchy.
Yeah.
The show made it look so easy. Also, they did show all of us were doing that at one point.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't get to
Oh
laugh.
no, we all did it. Wasn't just the boys.
I was just so excited I had my mask on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or where the Italians would just be hanging out, using a grinder, no guard on it, no safety,
That's what I was.
no safety glasses, smoking cigarettes, just different levels of safety.
The welding scenes, he looks right at it, and you guys are. I couldn't believe it. Like he's holding right on, and you guys you're looking through your mask, and he just, but he must be used to it or something.
No, he just closed his eyes.
Is that true?
No,
Yes.
he said, I thought he just looked away.
Yeah.
I thought he had done it for so long that he just was trained.
No,
He, like,
he-
just avert your
he could probably do it from feel.
positive.
I don't know, Bo. He was been closing his eyes. He was like guiding me through that.
Yeah, but
He was like holding my hand and he was like,
He wasn't holding that hand, was he?
what if, like, and if you like squinch up your eyes, but you still see.
I don't know.
no, you just
We were watching.
you
it,
just
and all
right
of us
before you
were
strike the arc,
looking-
you
we were
just
all
close your
looking at
eyes
it.
and
It's like you want to look at it.
Yeah, I know. I want to look at it so much. Yeah.
It's a great just.
But yeah, like what even Maggie was talking about earlier, Crunchy was literally this. I mean, it was a couple dump trucks load of rubble, and that machine.
but it was no bigger than Maggie's desk.
It was small. Yeah.
Like
And-
it was tiny.
And it went so quick. In every single job, there wasn't a good job to have.
Before.
So we busted that out though. It was pretty
We
impressive.
did a good job.
And we never stopped, and like we were all covered. Like you kids had you had your black pants on, your black jacket, and you were white by the end of it.
Yeah,
you looked older than we did.
I've ever been that dusty.
And I think that's something too. Like I don't think I realized how dusty. Like we were dusty the entire time. It was everywhere. Like it's just the plaster dust got in your hair. Just
Everything was made.
Except for that one time we were priming with the rollers above our heads, and we were not. That we were covered in prime.
but that was that. Oh, I did see the episode where the first time we were painting. We had no supplies. We were using that giant stick we found out in the yard to stir the paint. It's like what a bunch of meatheads we look like.
We kind of
Yes.
we did a lot of demo though. Like the first couple, especially the first in November. Like we just used what was down there. Like we were raking with stuff for a while, and
Yeah.
until we all got settled in.
Well, yeah. So when we went back, I had to mow the lawn, and there was the old sigh, and so I pulled that out, got the big stuff. We bought a weed whip eventually, but yeah, I mean, all those tools were still there. We used.
They still worked.
We broke a few shovels,
So many shows.
a big sledgehammer. We had a lot of different sized chisels.
Yeah, all kinds.
But we lost half of them.
They're so sweet.
Those wire brushes that
Oh, yeah.
at the end of it, we broke so many bristles.
Right. Well, there's still those 2 sheds down there.
Yep.
Lee's claimed one for his bedroom.
Get them over there. And then the trowels, the different types of cement, different types of mortar, different types of plaster.
Yep.
And buckets.
Lots of buckets.
Lots of buckets.
Think of how they.
But I mean, Fletcher became the mixed master. They didn't show that, like.
No, we did not. The amount of times he accidentally added too much water.
No,
That was once.
he was a mixed master.
Yeah, but we were in dire need of it, and then we got grout soup. Yeah.
Most of the time, he did a pretty good job.
That was one time.
He was just the only one who was willing to do it.
But that's nothing wrong with that. Everyone had a role and they stuck with it. No, but like we were finishing out that basement, it stunk and we wanted to finish it. And like he was pushing me, you kept bringing them. Like we did not stop.
No,
You were doing it with your hands, right?
I know.
and he learned his lesson.
Yeah.
Did he?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't, but I got a nice scar.
I was gonna say, do you have scars?
I do have a nice scar of Italy. I'm gonna get a tattoo over it to remind me. It's like a little colored, off-colored. Maybe I'll keep it.
Can you make Italy? Put Italy around it, the shape of Italy.
Right. Well, like you guys saying, it was just new stuff, and like I don't like gloves, and I learned the hard way because we mixed those grouts. I didn't realize what was in them, but it ate my hands.
Oh,
It my hand right up. Yeah, and it hurt a lot more. I think 2 months after than it did that day.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. Kind.
Yeah. You should have.
So, what was your favorite thing about the remodel? Like what room? What part of it?
My measure?
Your bedroom?
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
My bedroom. My bedroom. I'd say the basement. I think it was the most dramatic.
Yes.
And I think it was probably like just that wall alone was the hardest I think I worked. And I think it paid off. I think it looked like the best. So that one.
How much time? I bet we had 5 full days on that wall. At least 3 or 4 people every time.
Yeah, I mean, Jedi was down there.
Jedi.
I know, I felt so bad.
I don't think I've ever been that mad at Fletcher. I was so mad at him that whole time. It was just me and him and Jedi down there. And
You couldn't tell on TV.
With Steve, you'd be really mad at Fletcher.
That's a good thing about production. Like your aunt and I have been mad a couple times on the job site. Not many, but they always make us look like we love each other.
Not me and Auntie.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Mimi, what was your favorite part?
Oh man. I love the kitchen dining area. That's just beautiful. Downstairs is too.
Yeah, that mosaic was something else. You guys just knocked that out. Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, what about those beautiful cabinets? So beautifully crafted.
The what?
Cabinets. They're beautifully made, aren't they?
Did you put them together?
Beautifully assembled.
You obviously didn't.
Well, you're good at reading directions.
Yeah.
She's an engineer.
No, I'm not.
She is.
No.
Margaret Morrill, the engineer.
I'm not Margaret Morrill, the engineer. That's a different person.
Our big new interview with Realtor.com obviously hasn't dropped yet, or she would have heard about everything we talked about yesterday. And in that, I said, there's some things you'd like to change in the future. And your dad said, yeah, there's some things we just did to get it done because of our deadline, but they're functioning.
Yep.
And I really just enjoyed my time with my oldest daughter when she made those for me, and it was amazing. And now you're just ripping them apart.
There at the end, when the scaffolding was still up and there was roof to do and balconies to do and the basement to finish and the deck, it's like I thought, there's no way you're going to get it all done.
I think we all thought that, didn't we, Chase?
I thought it the whole time.
We know.
The entire process.
It was pretty. What do you guys? Let's ask this question. I thought it was neat to see a dad not necessarily always in control and like a side of him you don't always see. Don't you?
It was not neat. Was it neat to see that?
Well, just not maybe just different because he didn't. And it's hard, you know. I think he did a good job, but not being able to not knowing either. He was gonna burst out laughing here.
Yeah.
But you imagine being in charge of a job site.
No, it was 3 months getting done the whole house, and like dealing with people who don't speak the same language, and like it was
Yeah,
hard.
think
It
about
was
that for a
stressful.
minute.
Yeah.
But we did it. That's amazing.
did it.
We did
did
a
it.
whole huge house out of stone.
And I think that's something the show missed,
And then you guys come home, you can't even clean your bedroom.
but not for
Hey.
the best.
Kidding.
I mean, I don't know. Like the struggle, it was everything about it was a struggle. Like it was, looking back, it was fun, it was great, but like every piece of it,
Mhm.
we had to figure out, like from purchasing the house, from working with a realtor, from finding the house, permitting, all of it was it was a struggle. It was really hard, but everybody, rose to the task and we got it done, and we got it done on time and on budget, which it still amazes me.
It's amazing.
And it amazed all the Italians. No, none of the Italians could believe we got that done. Still don't believe we got the house done in that amount of time. Like,
I felt like when we first got there was a time like that they didn't know about our show. I don't think they knew we were builders.
right.
And
right.
that really isn't our thing. But over time, they saw that we didn't leave. We were, sometimes we were just hanging out, but we would clean their buckets or we lugged stuff or we just tried to help out. And you saw a respect thing come, I think, within,
Oh yeah.
halfway through the build, like they knew we were there to help. We might not be doing it the best, but
I think they knew you were not doing it the way they wanted to.
Well, pieces of it.
Building that deck with Nicola.
I was so frustrated.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want to step on his toes, but it's like,
But some things we knew we just had to get done, and so we just busted it out.
but when they coated the house, when they put that membrane on and coated the house, it was so beautiful. Like that. Imagine if we wanted to paint your house, we
Right.
had to scrape it as a family. That's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
And like
Takes
just
all
the whole
summer.
process was so much easier and better.
And how high that house really was.
Oh god.
Like the top of that staging was high up there. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone out. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a lot.
I was watching the last episode. I was thinking about what we thought when we were first there, and we're following all the old pipes and how they're going to do stuff, and how we thought they were going to do it was nothing like
No.
it was not like anything they did.
It's true. It's true.
Even tiling, I learned so many tips about tiling that would make me a better tiler now.
Yeah.
And like now I go back, I should have done that better. That's why that tile cracked that I did 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Had I only known.
And to give credit to production, like, they were able to help us out any way they could. We had Kiara, like the kitchen cabinets, when we ordered them from IKEA, when they first arrived, it was a pallet full of cabinets that obviously had been hit or smashed or whatever.
Whoa.
And it took 3 weeks for delivery.
It was already late.
And it was you with me, right? And Mateo. And we showed up and we're like, maybe we can just take the cabinets.
There's on the top of like the
And we saw them and like, we're like, there's no way these are going to work. And so Kiara got on the phone with IKEA and got a new order sent over to us. And then at that point, I'm giving all the,
That was a dark day.
yeah.
That was it.
dark.
That was a dark day.
But we got the cabinets and then they arrived, they got delivered, and a bunch of the doors were white when they should have been gray.
Oh no.
That was another.
But you know what? You play the card you dealt.
Yeah. So we went to the paint store and
Brought one of the gray doors.
yeah, I think you and I were there.
Yeah.
The guy didn't speak any English.
But he understood.
We're like, we need this
Yeah.
white, this color gray. He got us the paint, mixed it up, and
It was like a perfect match. Sharon and I painted them and
yeah.
looked great.
And I think little things like that, like tricks we've learned from Maine Cabin Masters, also helped us, get completed in time.
Yeah, you can't, like you said, you can't sweat the small stuff, and you decided to, leave some windows. We had a plan, and I think back, like going into it without the production company, we could have done it. We would have been taking a lot longer,
Oh yes.
but you could do it. It's just in our experience. So I wouldn't have anyone shy away from it, but definitely would take a little bit longer.
Yes. Exactly.
And after seeing those windows that were made downstairs, it's like you said last day of that interview, like over time you'll pick some and pick away at it,
Yep.
away at it.
Yep. When the need comes, we'll say, okay, now we know who to call to get windows.
Yeah. And the other thing we haven't really touched on is we we got filming Maine Cabin Masters down. Like there's some days we have all other jobs, and so we're filming maybe 6 to 7 hours on the job site, like what we got to do, and then we're working. I mean, we're still working long days, but we were there filming some days 12 hours, and I mean a lot of days we worked on half a day on Saturday, like, and we were with the production company a long time, and that's a different dynamic too.
Yeah.
Like working with someone that hard, and like, but we got through it. I mean, like you said, there's good days, bad days.
Yeah.
But we made it.
Yeah, and then Sarah said too at some point, like, even when the production company wasn't there, we were still working. You know, when Nicolo and his team were, we were painting, we were sanding, priming, painting, just lugging rubble, whatever we had to do to get it done, and it's done.
I think Ash and I made out the best though, because every other weekend you're like, okay, Sarah and Dad will stay back, and we'll go on. We'll take the kids for 2 days, and it was fun.
Yeah,
but it was a lot more work than I'd ever thought.
Yep.
But it was worth it.
So cheers, nice work, everybody.
Fletch, I mean, you're a man of many words. Any final words?
No.
I have some
Maggie's got some questions.
questions. All right. You ready,
You
folks?
should direct them.
They're mostly directed. This should be a quick one. This one's directed for Fletcher.
All right.
Were the kids homeschooled while in Italy?
No. We were like attended like online school and stuff
Would you like to elaborate?
Great answer.
on like the laptops.
Any of your
You don't
siblings
have a
want to
word
elaborate?
limit.
I don't know what to say. We were not homeschooled,
Okay.
even though it may have looked like it.
We did online school through our regular school.
Yeah.
I got a question. Were you supposed to do so much per day? Did you like? Well, there was more structure than Fletcher maybe had shown off.
Nori and I had online school through like an online school program, so we had weekly assignments.
Yep, that worked out great for me, guys.
I think it kind of showed who's more of an independent learner and who is more reliant on structure put in place by teachers in the school system.
And I just want to go on note to say that we've seen as we got older, the school environment is not meant for some kids. Seriously, we've got some young carpenters that are doing amazing, but school wasn't for them. They can't sit still. So if you're that person out there, here, wherever, in school classroom, you don't excel, that there's going to be some
Is he encouraging kids to drop out?
Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. Stay in school.
I'm not saying get out of school, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying
you were headed in that direction.
you could be a B- C superstar in school, but you could excel on the job site or somewhere else. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's what I meant.
Okay, but no,
I have faith in you, Fletch.
you're not homeschooled.
I got a job for you too.
Okay, next question is for the kids. Has anything changed since Building Italy premiered? Do you get recognized more often?
Maggie, didn't you get recognized at the Royal Mirror?
Oh, I did.
You did?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I was like walking out of the Roman Airport, and this lady stared right at
When
me.
the show was like just a couple weeks
No,
ago.
when I was over there with,
So it had
My
aired, some
friends.
episodes had aired.
and she was from Indiana. Had watched the show. She was like, "Are you here to go to your house?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's awesome.
It's a great time. So yes, I feel like we get recognized more often, but still not.
Yeah.
It's not debilitating in any way.
That's our fans.
Good,
Most
good.
of them are just very respectful. I'm driving up the interstate yesterday, this long trailer, and I see a car slow down. You know, you don't want to really look. And of course, I look over, I got a phone, and I go, I was in Massachusetts. I'm like, see ya.
Okay.
Embrace it.
This one's for Baby Peggy.
Oh,
Did you get your cappuccino?
more than one. I had daily cappuccinos,
Nice.
And what did you bring home?
coffee.
You're like Fletcher.
One word. Coffee.
To make my own cappuccinos at home. A mocha pot.
It's called a mocha pot, but a mocha is coffee and chocolate.
Yes, in America.
But this is MOKA.
Oh.
Oh.
So it makes espresso, and then I heat, and then I have
It's like
heat the milk and froth it.
it's like octagonish. Is that one of those? They used-
Yeah.
Is it as good?
No.
I hate to say this, but we bought a nice Nescafe with the pods,
Yeah.
and they make a pretty good cappuccino and espresso. But it's cheating.
Anyway,
Why is it cheating?
Yeah, true. It works. Technology, science wins. Technology.
okie dokie. Next question is
Oh,
for.
God.
I'm skipping that one. I feel like we got through that already.
I didn't see it. Ryan, did you ever learn how to use a bidet? I have not. But what's
Still
the
my
name?
job over there.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You can
said you were gonna
answer,
skip it.
You can answer your question. Answer it.
I think I know how to use it, but people have been sending me, we were just talking about this earlier, people have been sending me letters and stuff and illustrations. And
You sit down and turn the faucet on.
right, but do you go forward or back, or do you go or sideways?
You can go any how you want.
I like that answer. You do it how you want to.
Okay. Next question is for Mom. You were the rising star of the Italy show. The fans loved seeing you on camera. How do you like being more in the spotlight?
I didn't mind it as much as I thought. I would have said before the Italy show that I stayed right away from it because I didn't want to be in the spotlight or whatever. But I think it was fun to be part of it in Building Italy, and I also like being like part of the project so much that I didn't really get focused on the cameras as much as I thought I would. So it was good.
I remember
Great.
filming the start of Building Italy. I don't know if it was in U.S. or in Italy, but we filmed a day. And you know, you guys did. You've been on TV some, but you know, I just remember at the end of it, they're like, "This is hard," right? And like, you really do work. I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, it's not just all playing around on camera. It's hard work to be on camera and be, you know, have the camera focused on you and, you know, people paying attention to everything you say.
Well, it's also getting comfortable, and I think you saw that between episode 1.
Oh, yes.
And at the end, these guys are personalities. Like, you were just yourselves, and you really, it does portray on camera. Like, and so
Yeah.
it's almost like just trusting the process and knowing that they're not going to make you look bad. And
Keeping up that energy too. Like,
Yeah.
it is
That is true.
That is true.
it's hard.
It's hard. We all, yeah. And it's hard. With the amount of work we were doing,
Yes.
got really tired.
Right.
Yes.
And one last question for the kids. Was it, Fletcher, I'd like you to answer this one first. Was it hard being away from your friends all winter, or did you enjoy it?
it was hard.
It was pretty hard.
How did you deal with it? How did you cope?
Because like couldn't use text and nothing. Many of my friends had like WhatsApp. So like unlike video games, you like talk to them.
He was playing Fortnite with his friends.
A lot.
A lot.
Guess where he played it?
In their
The girls'
bedroom.
Me and Maggie's room.
For the Wi-Fi list, your TV list.
But because of the time difference, he was limited.
I feel like at night, since they would get off school.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it was hard. I mean, going away for 3 months and like doing the amount of work, I think it was a lot harder. But I mean, it was obviously worth it. But by the time we were done, we wanted to come home. Yes.
Yeah, homesickness is not easy at all.
What about you, Nori?
It was definitely hard. Yeah. It's hard with the time difference and all that. But I'll tell you what, it was much easier to stay in contact with Fletcher's friends. I was talking to them daily.
That is true.
I think, well, you guys, I think you missed me and Peggy more than anyone, because when you,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the excitement of her getting there was just so
It's
awesome.
true. It's true.
Yeah, that was hard both ways.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then having Aunt Tina,
Yep.
Mimi's little sister.
How much she was here.
Yeah.
We had to go to Idaho.
Yeah.
And Sharon and Lee.
Oh, yes. And of course, yeah, it was a family effort for sure.
It was exciting to see George again, too.
Oh my God, George was so excited to see you.
Would you guys do it again? Last question.
Yeah, probably.
1,000,000,000%, yes.
Yeah, I think I would.
How many stories can we put on that place?
You, Peggy?
Yes.
Everyone's just dreaming about it. Before
You're
they
not
get
going to go off and leave me alone again.
No.
I'm going with you.
I think I would. Maybe.
Well, maybe.
Maybe if we go somewhere warm.
Uh-huh.
I think so. I think that.
Boy, you two are like the least
No, I just don't.
on board.
I just don't think we ever could.
Oh,
Never say that.
Mean, like, would you do it again for a second time? I meant like if you could go back and have the option to
Go
not
back,
do
I would do it again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, your dad and I are pitching a dorm room makeover project. So for the next 4 years. So.
No.
No, that's not. Yeah.
No, we're not building anything in Vermont.
all right. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And for those of you who haven't seen it, Building Italy will be streaming soon, but you can find it on the Magnolia Network. And yeah, 6 episodes. Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, and right after this, we're going to be right back with Project Pointers.
A lot of times we're trying to bring back a house to what it was originally like. The Woodlux Prep line products help us a lot with that. Having a stain and sealer remover and a wood brightener and a neutralizer is really helpful for us because it gets discolorations from sunlight, it gets mildew, as well as the small samples. A lot of times customers are going to want to see 4 or 5 different samples. Having those is really great for the contractor.
In my 20 plus years painting, there's been no company that provides a higher end all around package than Benjamin Moore.
All right, and we are back with Project Pointers. Even though we're wrapping up for this season, if you have questions about your camper cabin project or just need a little helpful advice, let us know. Send us your project and any other questions to podcast@mainecabinmasters.com. Photos, videos are always helpful in as much detail as you possibly can.
Like we were talking about earlier, a lot can happen between now and when we set the podcast up. So
That's right. That's right.
keep looking.
Now, do I introduce the video for Project Pointers or do you, Maggie? I'm just asking for Eva.
You're so annoying. First we're gonna listen to a video, and it's from Peter Preble. So if you guys want to play the video.
All right. Cue up the video.
Hello, Maine Cabin Masters. It's Peter from the 508. That's south of where you are down in
Connecticut?
Massachusetts. Anyways, I'm sending in this video with a renovation question.
I like his workshop.
Renovation. Well,
Looks cold.
we'll get there. Anyways, my wife and I purchased a cottage in northern Massachusetts this past spring, and it was built in the 1800s, so it was Victorian. And so we're really doing a restoration, not a renovation. But we've done a lot of work on it. We had to replace the kitchen floor, right down to the studs, rebuild it, had to redo the porch. It was wonky as all get out.
Love Shack 19.
And we had to rebuild it. A lot of the skills we used,
It's cute.
learned from watching Maine Cabin Masters. Anyways, we're down to some finer points now, some trim, and we're, like I said, we're restoring the Victorian elements. So this is some fascia board that will go on the front of the house. This is just a piece, all that's left, so we have to reconstruct this using this as a pattern. Thankfully, we have some. But the biggest question we have, and we weren't sure who to ask this, and then I remembered we met Ryan at World Headquarters a couple years ago. I'm sure you remember it. It was a great day. I'm sure you remember because, you know, who wouldn't remember meeting me?
Right?
Right.
I love you already.
But we have these brackets that go on the front porch. Kind of hard to get into the whole screen here. There's about 8 of them that will go all around the porch where the beams are. Columns, I guess you'd call them, 4x4s, the things that hold the roof up and go down to the ground. These are going to go in the corners. My question is, as we're running out of time here, my question is, this is too big size-wise this way. It's also a little bit too beefy. The beefy part, I can figure out we're going to do this probably with 3/4 pine instead of what this is. This is almost an inch. But the bracket itself is too big. We need to reduce it down about 30%, and I am at a loss for how to do that. The sort of the whole size of it's just too big. It's almost like if I could put it on a copy machine and reduce it down 30%, that's what I would do. So sort of it's the math that I'm looking for, and I probably should have given you these measurements, but I didn't. But anyways, I don't know if you can help me, but I figured you guys would probably know how to do it. So that's my question. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Love the show. Love the podcast. Keep doing what you're doing.
I gotta say, that's the best Project Pointer video I've ever seen. That was amazing.
That was really good.
And his energy. He's a natural. So
to reduce down that corner, what are they called? Bents.
Bents?
Bents are 45s. I don't know. Couldn't you just take, if you did a 45 from that corner there, couldn't you just take off more of it and squish it together?
That's why you're the boss. That's pretty impressive.
Right?
Can you hold that up? So, like Chase said,
if you took that corner bracket and at the, what would you call that point?
The center of the 45, the center of the 90.
The center of the 90, do a 40, if it's a true 90, do a 45 out of that, mark that, and then run 2 parallel lines the same distance apart.
Yeah, it'll shrink it up.
It should shrink it right up, and then you have a template. You can shrink it up however much you want. Your radius will still match up. And you can make it whatever size you want.
See, I was going to trace it, go to Kinko's, have them shrink it 30%, and then trace it again. But
I mean, the easiest way would be to trace that angle piece onto a piece of cardboard, do it on, cut it out, and then do what you want on cardboard to make sure it works. And then you could do, if you didn't want to cut up your only original.
Yeah, so when I get I'm on these woodworking things on social media, so you get all these cool things like how to get all these angles. And they put one board in here and they put the 90 degree, like you'll never remember all that. But I think that would work perfectly.
Right, because if you just fold it right here. Yeah, right?
Totally. It's just like reducing your paper airplane from like a big one down to a fast one.
There we go. Well, thank you for that project pointer.
I'm most impressed by that answer. That was quick. I was going to take a pen and offset it with some spacer to another pen and
As long as everything is symmetrical.
Yep.
It should work out.
Okay.
She's ready to get out of here.
I know.
I wasn't really following, so.
Don't worry, Eva's here. Eva's fresh. She doesn't know all our jokes yet. She does.
She's not funny. I didn't mean that.
Okay.
All right, next.
Next one is from Peggy Crow. The loft section of her cabin has nail spikes sticking out everywhere. How can we get rid of these?
Peggy's got some big shoes to fill with Peter's video. Do you see the intro? He's like, in his wood shop. That was nice. All right, Peggy. Oh.
Yep.
This is just a question.
This is just a question.
Peggy, we've run into this issue before, and we've had to grind off roof screws that poke down through into the loft.
Man, I do that for like a couple hours. I think it was pitch a pond.
Yep. We've also seen people put wine corks or champagne corks. So if you're a big wino, you're all set.
Or if your friend going to Italy, have him bring back a bunch. We can bring back some next time. People put foam board up, but it's expensive.
Yeah, and bending them over is just going to. They're still going to get you.
Yeah.
The multi-tools, they do make metal blades for your multi-tool. If you don't want a grinder, that's going to throw a bunch of sparks, or if you don't have a grinder, you could get a multi-tool and get a metal blade and just buzz them off.
Don't be afraid of the grinder. You can get good at it after a couple times. Wear your eyeglasses. Wear some air protection.
Well, I find with grinders, it's hard not to
nick the wood.
Nick the wood.
That's why it's camp. That's a cabin. It's just a cabin. But yeah, or wah.
Yeah. Yeah, or even just if the place needs more insulation, get some rigid foam board. Well, it depends how far they're sticking out too, I guess.
Or just don't go up there. Make the kids go up there, right? But that happens all the time.
Yes, it does. And so we've started, because we leave everything framers finished. A lot of times we're only using 3/4 inch, 7/8 inch sheathing boards. We'll get 3/4 inch roofing screws specifically so they don't poke down through, because we've had to grind off so many in the past.
And as you've done this long, it's stuff you finally think about after so many years.
Yep.
But I remember doing like a couple cabins like a long time ago, where you do the soffit and you forget that. So you go get a couple nails of soffit and it just drives you foolish. But then heavy paint covers those up and you really can't see them. So you could paint them too.
True. All right. Next one.
Would you like to do one more?
Yep.
Okay. This is from Anthony Caldwell. I'm building a cabin for my family at the moment, and there is a loft in it. The measurements are 105.5 inches from floor to floor. Is there a kit you'd recommend, or maybe a set of plans to order to make my own ladder?
Yes. a ship's ladder is the way to go, and we will have plans very soon because we've gotten this question enough times that we've got it dialed in pretty good now, and we know what works. But 2x12s, 15 degrees, and just make sure you space them out evenly on the angle, not just straight up and down. And you can put cleats and router out for hand. It all depends how fancy you want to get, but we will have plans coming very soon.
And when we first started to figure that out, we put the 2x12 up.
Yep.
And then get like a 2x4 on edge. You pull it out as far as, we find 15 degrees the best because you don't want to take up too much of the room.
Right.
You don't want it to be
Exactly.
too steep. But you can modify a little bit and just turn your 2x4 on edge to get your flat mark.
Yep. And we've done them with 2x6s. We've done but 2x12s. If you want to put a handrail, 2x12s gives you enough meat and tread to really have something that's solid.
I think that's the best look because you get the router out and make it look nice.
Yep.
Thank you for the project pointers. Those are good.
Yeah.
Maggie's last project pointers. I bet she'll come back sometime. Guest appearance. But yeah, like Chase said, keep sending them over the summer. We'll stockpile them, and we'll get back to you.
Podcast at mainecabinmasters.com.
Great. Are you ready for some questions now?
Are you teaching us just these great one-liners and like how to keep us in line?
I think she just naturally knows.
Yeah, you spend enough time with Maggie.
So why is it hate on Maggie today?
This is not hate on Maggie.
Are you ready for your questions?
Yes.
People. All right. This one's from Michelle Rosendale. What is the difference between a 4-season cabin and a regular house?
Amount of time you spend in it?
Quality? No. A 4-season cabin. I mean, many people do live in 4-season cabins. It's usually vacation home away from home.
The technical difference is a 4-season cabin is not a year-round residence.
Yes.
That's just, you start getting into the logistics of it. If you're building, so if we were starting out building a place and we were building a 4-season cabin, you wouldn't be able to live in it more than, if you want to get technical, right? You can't live in it year-round.
Yeah, a lot of it's code-based.
Yes,
right?
Because then you have to meet codes and certain criteria.
Yeah, so then the new code's coming out. I mean, the whole house has to be wrapped up. They're great. They're all about energy efficiency.
Yeah.
They're a lot more money up front, but it does pay off over the
and I think
value of the home.
That's exactly it. I think it's not as efficient. So your energy usage and to heat it's going to be harder than a year-round house. But it's not to say, well,
it's a place where you need to go when you need to get away.
Yeah.
And after a while, you realize how much you miss home, and like you don't think about work. In reality, it's camp, it's cabin.
And when I hear that 4-season, I see it as
it's definitely not the 4 seasons. There are no robes there.
But it's somewhere you could go up to in wintertime.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily lived in year round, but if you wanted to go in the wintertime, you could go up, turn the heat on, turn the power on, and use it.
In the last couple of years, that's been a lot. We've done a lot of those.
Yes.
They want to come up and maybe want to go ice fishing for a weekend.
Correct.
And they don't want to spend ridiculous money heating the whole time.
Yep.
So now there's new technology. We spray foam right down to the well pipe.
Yep.
And so they can use it in 4 seasons, but it's
Correct.
not economical to live there in 4 seasons.
Correct. And when I hear 3-season, I think it's for the summertime and then shoulder seasons. Mm-hmm. Buy you a little bit more time early in the spring and a little bit time later into the fall.
Yeah. 4 seasons, come up, snowmobiling for a week, get out of there.
And then 2 seasons is just, you're lucky if you have windows.
Right? Some screens. Keep the bugs away.
Yeah.
But we've all spent too much time in a 4-season cabin than we're supposed to.
Yes.
And live to talk about it. Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Don't be promoting insurance.
All right, next question.
I don't know which one you guys would prefer to do.
Oh, do the second one. It falls right in line with Michelle's question. Greg Eisenberg.
Okay. On many of the cabin renovations that will be used for 4 seasons, you show spray foam insulation being put in. What are the costs and benefits of spray foam insulation versus fiberglass or other options? I also don't see insulation being applied under the floor on your episodes. Is this due to time constraints for TV purposes, or are there another reason?
Anytime we use spray foam, they're doing the floors.
Yeah, they may not show it on the episode, but if
Yeah,
9 times out of 10, if they're spray foaming, they're
99 out of 100.
Yeah, they're spray foaming the floors as well. And again, if it doesn't fit in the budget, it's something they can come in and do after the fact.
A lot. I mean, like I said, a lot of times having us get it framed is finished. Then people come in over time and insulate. Maybe it's Roxo or fiberglass, but we get it to a point where it's sturdy, solid, and weathertight, and they can plug away.
Yep. And like Ryan was saying early on the last question, you spray foam, you seal everything up, you cut down the draft. If you have water lines that go into the ground, you can build a box around that, keep that tight. The benefit of spray foam is a lot of the cabins we work on aren't necessarily framed 16 on center exactly. So there's a lot of small cavities that just fiberglass or Roxol is tough to work with. Spray foam insulation also gives you a lot of structural rigidity to the building.
Very energy efficient.
It helps better with critters and drafts because it seals everything out, and you don't need ventilation in the roof. If you use thick enough amount of it, you don't have to have ventilation for the airflow for fiberglass or something.
But with these old buildings that are added on, like you said, and additions, some different people building different spots, it's the best way to go. It locks it right in.
It does.
Highly recommended.
Yep. Take that 1-season camp to a 4-season camp in no time.
Yeah.
Great.
Add some robes and it could be the 4 seasons.
You're hilarious. Now
All right.
we're gonna get to know our new podcast producer, Eva. Woo! Sorry, that was really unenthusiastic. I didn't mean that. Are you ready?
This is you, Eva.
Would you like to practice asking these questions to yourself? So you have practice?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. What do you like to do in your spare time? Well, I ride horses. I play tennis. I like
Yes.
to bake. I like to go for walks, and I like to read.
Okay,
And you're also a skier?
awkward.
Yep, and I ski.
That was too awkward. I'm gonna do that. You are the third Morrill sibling. What has it been like to grow up with the Maine Cabin Masters and such lovely older sisters? It's written on the page.
Yeah, I see it. I see it right there. It's been cool. At times it's been really like weird or awkward, and like having to watch like myself back. It's been hard, but I mean it's really cool, and like to see what they do. It's awesome.
To see what you do.
I think I was
I never know the answer to that
4
question.
when they started, or 5 probably, like 10 years ago at least.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. I never can remember.
10 years.
I was in elementary school, but I can't.
What was the first episode the kids were on?
They were on the
first
Daggett
one.
episode.
Yeah. the
Yes. Wow.
You're 14 now?
Daggett. Yep, 14, soon 15.
Oh, you were 4.
Yep, just a little baby.
Where are you at?
What do your friends think?
I think.
Do they make fun of you?
Well, I'd say that my closest friend sometimes does. Sometimes she watches it. She's watched all the Italy episodes.
Greta is Eva's closest
Yep,
friend.
Greta.
Shout out to Greta.
Hi, Greta.
But I think most of them don't really care about it. I mean, I think that their parents care.
And that's why they don't care. That's what I was going to say.
I think that's why they don't care.
Or the grandparents care, like, oh, so it's not cool for
Unless
them
I
to care.
bring it up. But.
Oh, man.
Great. What is the most exciting part of becoming our next From the Woodshed producer?
I don't know.
We obviously didn't ask her this in our interview process.
Right?
Yeah. God. I'd say.
The money.
Yeah.
Getting to hang out with your dear dad and uncle for
Yes!
Yep.
the bonding time.
I think it's a good way to like learn a lot about Maine and like learn how it actually works and like about the building, and though it might be boring and sometimes drone on, I think it's cool at times.
Well, great answer. Do you think you're going to be able to fill your wonderful sister's shoes?
You know, I think I might be able to get the hang of it. Maggie, do you think I'll be able to do it?
Do you have any
I don't know.
words
I've been
of
doing this for a
wisdom
long time.
to impart to Eva?
Some days it's like pretty good. There are days when they are in a weird mood and they're just off the rails, and you just have to just keep bringing them back on topic. Yeah, don't like too bored. Sometimes it gets.
Says the girl who's just yawning every 2 seconds.
Okay, well, I'm on the way out. I can't get rid of you now. No, it's pretty good. Just, don't let them get out of control.
Do you have any torch or any baton or something to hand over to Eva?
You can have my trivia. You better study up.
Yay.
Study up. Don't ask the same question or they'll know what I answer. So you want to stump them. That's the goal.
She tries to.
If they complain about the question that it's too hard, it's not actually too hard. They just don't know. Trust me.
That is great advice. Well, I just got to say, Maggie, it's been so much fun watching you. And there's times when we were pretty darn boring, and your looks, like, you by far made this podcast a big part of what it is. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. This is, doing this with you has been a treat.
Well, thanks for having me. Thanks, everyone, for listening to me.
Good luck at college.
Thank you.
Do you want to do the sign-off?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
And if you have a podcast someday, could we be on it as guests? Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Great.
We'll see. All right. That's it for season 5. We'll be back. They'll be back with season 6. Thanks again to our sponsors, Hammond Lumber Company, Nelma, Benjamin Moore, and From the Woodshed. We'll be talking to you.
From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust quality. Hammond Lumber Company, our building materials supplier, and Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company. Only available at locally owned stores.